Now that we've got the screws tightened up properly, the steering has the slop removed, panhard bars attached properly, servo horns attached properly. The sliders are the correct width apart now, they're no longer at odd angles, making the body not fit properly and start to get damaged. The wheels have proper clearance. Everything is now sitting like it should have been out of the box. I've relearned that lesson that I shouldn't have had to learn twice, but I did. Hopefully you won't have to make the mistake that I did. Check all your screws when you get a car out of the box for the first time. In this case, stuff was either loose or in the wrong spot, and it resulted in, I think, a suboptimal drive. So we're going to give this thing a proper go, and I'm going to run it through the 6 problems again now, and we'll see if it's any better, because it was pretty bad yesterday. Here we go, first problem. Now it's still going to have problems with clearance. Smaller tyres than the competition and no portals, but they're good tyres. They could be a bit softer, maybe the fronts in particular, the softer foams. I'm not seeing it deform at all. We'll take a reverse, that's one reverse. We'll try for a different angle here, different line. We'll come to the left. You kind of have to go right to get the diff over the first hang. The beautiful smooth 5-slot motor makes this low speed crawling really nice. It's a big strength of the 5-slot. Really good low speed control. Even for a cheap one like this. Being the reedy 5-slot 16 turn. Good value motor. Not as much wheel speed as I'd like, but you do get nice control down low. We'll come back, that's the second reverse. Now we'll stay as left as we can. It's quite a wide dead zone on the radio. And then crank it to the right at the last minute there. Now the overdrive possibly could be the only reason that didn't fall down towards us here. We've got to keep it high, it's going to get all twisted up and then drag it around all prompt-like. That's actually a lot better than yesterday. Still dragging, but the body fitment issue is largely solved. If you're finding this video useful in your deliberations, please drop me a like. It helps tell YouTube that this content's useful. Plus it tells me that you want to see some more. This box is a barn, which is really cool. Here it is. There's something else I really like about this truck. Even though it's a serious crawler, there's a real focus on fun. Included antennas and various plastic props and toys and stuff. So the included 5.7% overdrive gear, I think, is a nylon gear. The 11.83% overdrive gear is nylon as well. But if you go back down to standard, this is 48 dot pitch by the look of it. If you go back down to standard, that's hardened steel like the rest. Nothing major, but a few things that combine to give this truck a very unfair go. And it was quite disappointing yesterday. It's already a lot better. Just getting that front geometry sorted. The front panhard was loose, the mount on the body that is, and the steering was super loose. So from now on, I'll run a careful eye over everything. I've been rather busy this week. No excuse. Should have looked at it. That's pretty, huh? Isn't that better? So much better. Problem 2, way easier than yesterday. I wish Axial did this with their radio. They've given you an instruction manual for the XP130. It's a 3-channel 4AA. It's got a cheap feel, but the wheel has a nice enough feel, and you get dual rate for throttle and steering. It's a dated design. It's power efficient. You get endpoint adjustment for the 3rd channel as well. 3rd channel is it's not in the worst spot. It's not easy to see. You need to twist to see it, but the idea is you can be steering and you can just flick it up or down. I love that this body has the tray on the back. It's super bendy without portals, and even with portals they struggle sometimes. And the reason they struggle, even with clearance, is because this instant steep climb means you want to be as low as possible with any weight you've got down low. So portals help on the first bit and no portals help on the second bit. And if this thing can clear the concrete at the start, it'll be fine. Now I think we need to take a reverse. Ugh. and just come in from a slightly sharper, or wider angle I should say, from out here, and then we're going to cut across and then up. You get up over here without portals, I think. Let's find out. Alright, that was just one reverse to recover. You know what I was thinking then as I was just trying to get it up the rock, is just how relaxing it is being out here. Problems kind of melt away when you've got a truck on the rocks. It's one of the things I really like about this hobby. Especially when it's more than just one person. You can hang out with a few mates and just talk while you try and get a truck up a rock or just along the trail. It's great. It's the best. And now I get to share it with you guys. I think that's the 4th reverse. This is a really tough problem for most trucks. Not getting up this one is no big deal, but I'd sure like to see if we get the line right. Nope, gonna roll again. It does get back on its feet pretty well. Let's try this. Oh, the steering's so much better than yesterday. Oh dear. So our problem here is getting over the rock. Yeah. Let's just try something. The sharp turning circle on this thing when the steering's working, it's really good. Alright, this might be our last attempt. We've made quite a few attempts at this. I'm going to reverse, try and hit it a bit straighter over here. Problem is there's a hole where the back left's going to fall into. It's really, it's a difficult problem, this. I don't think we're going to get there. Ooh, it wants to. No. Sorry, buddy. Okay, I think we'll go over to problem 4. The imprints they've included on the tray to make it look like it's had fuel barrels there or something, or oil drums rather. Not a fan of that. It looks like someone's left something there on the model. Not a huge fan of that. But it is a cool truck. The tires are beautiful. Grabber X. I had the camera paused while I was just snipping the truck out. And I just noticed that the light connector wire is down here, right next to the zip tie that you've got to snip to get the thing out. Keep an eye out for that if you're opening the box yourself. That cable, if you cut it, wouldn't be an overly difficult repair, but it'd be annoying. They've included teeny tiny, I thought the SCX10 pins were small, but these body pins are truly getting down to the 1/18 scale. They are bigger than the Lossy Trail Tracker ones, but not by much. It's protective plastic over the windscreen as well, and hard plastic. Yay, rotatable mirrors. Boo, they're not reflective. I love that there's hard plastic all over it. I also love that there wasn't much in the way of packaging. That's the packaging. Look at that slow control. It's pretty good. This motor's growing on me the more I use it. Alright. Yes. No! We'll try standing back here, you get a different view of things. This will be the last attempt of this one. We're failing in the same spot, so it doesn't instill confidence. That's not good. I know I said the last attempt. I want this thing to actually succeed. Yes, yes. Ah, haha. Oh, I'm sorry the camera angle was lousy, but hey, we got through. The shocks have leaked on the body. There's oil. I was moaning on the SCX10 review about cable management. They had some squares of sticky tape. Element forgot the sticky tape. Proper buckets. And it's a 2-to-1 cable, and that goes into one of these power connectors, which will be 6 volt out. most likely. So it's a SC480X ESC, 2 to 3S LiPo. The BEC 7.4 volts. That makes me happy. Now the box says it comes with a 1323 Reedy servo, but there's a 1523 Metal Gear waterproof servo in here. It's BTA steering, which is lovely with metal links. This is a heavy rig relative to some of the others. The center point, it's roughly the center of the truck. I knew this truck had potential. I knew it did. I really, really thought we might be able to get all the courses done here. Oh dear. It seems everything gets hung up on this if it's not if it's not portaled. We might need a reverse here. It's just a little one though. The perpetual little puddle of water there. Not going to help things, but that's all right. Change the angle. There we go. I won't count that reverse. It's just I was letting off the throttle while I moved the camera. Come on. It's got to walk a fine line with physics. It's got to come close to us, but that puts it on a nasty, nasty side hill angle. There. This has to do it if it's going to do it. There. I'm getting a bit hung up. There, now, we're good. Look at that. Look at that. Home. Adjustable body mounts. Aluminium threaded shocks. Quite honestly, this is a really nice little piece of kit. Even aluminium centers in the telescoping shafts, which is great. There's a shorty battery box in the front, T connector, another servo point for the winch, 5-slot Reedy 16-turn brushed motor. For what it's worth, the link there isn't quite screwed in all the way. I don't know if that's intentional or not. 298.5, this is 299. It's slightly different. There's preload on these shocks already, and on both sides of the vehicle, it sags more to the left. Going forward, the drivetrain spins anti-clockwise, which means the body's going to want to torque twist that way, which is probably why it's slightly stiffer on the right. They're single stage springs, and they've got the bias right out of the box. Both ends sag a little, but the front is much softer. Good setup. Alright, I knew it would be better getting these screws fixed up, but the difference is phenomenal. It's such a big difference having the steering geometry sorted. Again, if you've skipped some of the video before, I'll tell you now, the panhard link on the chassis was loose. The servo horn was loose. The steering, I'll take a reverse here. The LUTs are coming in and out too. There's a steering bracket, what do you call it? Another reverse. One of the steering arms on the knuckles was super loose as well. And it culminated in a truck that felt like it was from 2016. I really was surprised how bad it was, but you get those things done up. I mean, this is a tough problem, but it's such a different machine now. Nice to see the tyres deforming a bit there too. Come on. Nasty hole. Let's try coming over here a bit. Yeah, this could do it. Maybe. This needs to grip down in there. Catch that. Call that a recovery. We won't give up yet. It's possible. It's possible to do it. There are just so many holes here. That was not a particularly effective reverse, but it's still okay. Here we go. Make sure you can see what's going on. Nope. The tray, you can't, I'll just relax the servo and show you. The tray here is bent down horribly against the rock, which is why we can't go back any further. But it might be alright, let's see what happens. There, you heard it kind of tick off. Don't like our chances. I think we might call this... Getting this thing ready to go out to the course so we can do part 2 of the review on the rocks. And I noticed a few things actually that I didn't mention. We've got a 3-channel radio. It's only a 2-channel machine, but the receiver has a 3rd channel, as well as having power outlets for additional lights and whatever else. You have the winch space, you have an extra channel. It's just ready-made for another little ESC, like a 1625 hobby wing, and a winch, and you'll have in and out control of your winch right there. It's really well appointed. I haven't opened the sticker sheet yet. I know it comes with extra plastics as well as the stickers, but even just for what this is, out of the box, if it didn't come with anything, this is a superbly well appointed kit. The focus is on rock crawling, but it's really well appointed for that, really well. It's a bit heavier too. I've never driven this. You saw me just unbox it before. Oh, and these tires are fresh out of the box. I've done nothing to them, everything's stock. My prediction is this will outperform everything else I've tested so far in ready to run form or stock form. Let's find out. Still dragging. That's pretty, huh? Isn't that better? Yes, yes. Ah, look at that. Home. The Element Enduro Sendero HD. No word of a lie. I think it might be the most capable out-of-the-box, ready-to-run rock crawler you can buy today. Also, consider checking out the playlist I've got for the vehicle head-to-head. I'm going to try and build up a real catalogue of useful videos that get all the big names and some of the less known names as well, just to help us get an idea of how well everything performs on an even playing field. There are plenty of demo videos out there, but there's not a lot out there that lets you put one vehicle against another. So I'm going to try and give us a range of stock head-to-head vehicle challenges, and also comparing basic mods like a motor upgrade or an ESC upgrade. Right above my head is a Gen 8 V2. The first thing that's going into that is a Holmes 21 turn 550, and then we'll stick a 1080 in there as well. We might do a comparison of one and the other before we put them both in, and we'll see how they go. So if that all sounds good to you, throw me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, but don't if you don't. But I do want to share my passion for this hobby with whoever's interested, basically, like-minded individuals. So thank you for watching this far if you've done that, and I'll catch you on the rocks. Cheers. This is on 3S, that's full throttle, so it's not particularly high wheel speed, but low throttle, it's so smooth. I really like it. Okay, alright, I can hear you. Send it.